We're tracking breaking news in Snohomish County. A serious incident that blocked all southbound lanes of I-5 in Marysville is under investigation. This started just before 3 o'clock this morning, just north of 116th Street Northeast. Right now, we know that a Washington State Patrol trooper died in this incident. It's not clear what other details there are surrounding this investigation at this time, but we are working to get more information, and the Snohomish County Sheriff's Office is just about to give us more information in a news conference. Here is some video from a procession we saw along I-5 southbound in Marysville earlier this morning. We saw dozens of law enforcement vehicles and motorcycles headed southbound on I-5. Again, this scene started at about 3 o'clock this morning. Our crews saw several vehicles off to the side on I-5 southbound. Multiple agencies were responding for this, and WSP told us that was due to the scope of this investigation. As we mentioned earlier, one Washington State Patrol trooper died in this incident. This video on your screen right now is a procession with law enforcement vehicles from Everett, Snohomish County Sheriff's deputies, state troopers as well. We have a crew in Snohomish County right now getting us more information, and at this time the Snohomish County Sheriff's Office is going to be giving a news conference followed by a Washington State Patrol news conference after that. Right now we want to get to Marysville and listen in for more information from the Snohomish County Sheriff's Office.
Okay.
All good?
I'm up and rolling.
Okay, Courtney O'Keefe, C-O-U-R-T-N-E-Y, last name O''K-E-E-F-E, Director of Communications and Public Information Officer for the Snohomish County Sheriff's Office. So around 3 a.m. this morning, North County deputies responded to a serious collision on I-5 southbound at 136th Street Northeast. Upon arrival, they learned that a Washington State Patrol trooper was involved in this collision and was tragically killed. What we know at this time is that the suspect vehicle was traveling southbound on I-5 and veered off the roadway into the shoulder where he struck the trooper's patrol car. The 32-year-old suspect has been taken into custody and booked into the Snohomish County Jail for vehicular homicide. The freeway is now reopened. It did remain closed for several hours and was reopened a short time ago. I can take any questions at this time.
Where did the 911 call come in from? Do you know?
That I don't know. I believe there were multiple 911 calls reporting it.
And do you know how many cars and people were involved in this incident?
Yes, so the trooper was parked on the side of the freeway. His patrol car was struck by the suspect vehicle. That was an SUV. That SUV traveled a short distance after striking the suspect vehicle and then was struck by a van traveling southbound on I-5 with 6 passengers. The driver of that van was transported to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries, and the 5 passengers were not injured.
What was the suspect's position?
The suspect was transported to Providence Regional Medical Center for an evaluation and has since been released from the hospital and is booked into the Snohomish County Jail.
And is it believed that the trooper died instantly?
We don't know that information at this time. It's still an active investigation.
The suspect is a male?
The suspect is a 32-year-old Linwood man.
Were drugs or alcohol a factor?
That's under investigation at this time, but a blood search warrant was applied for and administered.
And was the trooper conducting a stop? Is that why they were on the shoulder?
That I don't know at this time. We do believe that the suspect vehicle was traveling at a high rate of speed before veering off the side of the road and striking the trooper's vehicle that was parked on the side of the road. Any other questions?
I don't think right now.
And Washington State Patrol will be holding a formal press conference this afternoon.
Right here, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. I think that's all of our questions. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
And that was the Snohomish County Sheriff's Office Public Information Officer Courtney O'Keefe giving us that update. Again, a state patrol trooper was killed in this collision earlier this morning. So we just want to recap in case you are just joining us, and we're going to show you some video from overnight from when this scene first started. So this just happened before 3 o'clock this morning along I-5 southbound near 136th Street Northeast. We know the suspect's vehicle was an SUV. A 32-year-old man from Linwood was driving that vehicle. His vehicle hit the trooper's vehicle that was pulled off to the southbound shoulder. That suspect has now been released from the hospital after an evaluation and booked into the Snohomish County Jail, facing vehicular homicide charges. That's what he's been booked on so far. We do know that other vehicles were involved. That vehicle that hit the State Patrol trooper continued on I-5 southbound, hitting a van with 6 passengers inside. We know at least one person in that van was taken to the hospital for injuries as well. And we're still waiting to learn if more people were taken to the hospital. Right now, we know that one trooper died in this collision. This is video on your screen right now that you just saw of a procession on I-5 southbound after this incident happened. Take a look at your screen. We are hearing from several agencies across the state, including Governor Jay Inslee, tweeting out this: an incredibly sad day for Washington State Patrol and Washington State. A motorist struck and killed a trooper early this morning. As the investigation continues and we await more information, Trudy and I send our deepest condolences to the trooper's family and loved ones. We've seen several police agencies all across the state tweeting out their own condolences, and you can see several of them are tweeting out badges with the black line across them to show their sympathies for their fellow officer who was killed in the line of duty this morning. There is going to be a news conference hosted by the Washington State Patrol. That will be happening in the next half hour, and we will also carry that live for you on king5.com and on the King 5 News app. If you missed the news conference by Snohomish County Sheriffs just a moment ago, they did let us know that a 32-year-old Linwood man was taken into custody and will be facing vehicular homicide charges after a trooper was killed this morning. That trooper was pulled off to the side on a shoulder when his vehicle was hit. We're waiting to get more information from Washington State Patrol. That's coming in the next half hour. And as we said, we will bring you those updates here on King 5. Be sure to join us tonight for King 5 News at 5. And of course, stay with us on king5.com.